Sean Callahan, aka Mr. Hospital Bed here, getting ready to do a really great video on the Drive 2002 bariatric extra wide, extra long hospital bed. As you know, most hospital beds are twin XL. When you get into a bed that's extra wide, wider than 36 inches, you're getting into bed sizes now, which are referred to in a clinical term as bariatric or extra wide hospital beds. The Drive 2002 offers a lot of value. It's a durable, reliable medical bed. It has a lot of great features. I'm super excited to have it here in our showroom. I'm going to do a walk through this bed. I think you're absolutely going to love it. And as you know, we do beds from all different manufacturers, from all companies, all over the United States, all over the world. But you're going to find that this Drive 2002 hospital bed, the extra wide, extra long medical bed, is an adjustable bed that offers great value. I think you're going to love the video. Let's get into it and take a look at it right now. Okay, so Mr. Hospital Bed here. We're looking at the Drive 2002 bariatric extra wide and extra long hospital bed. Now, as you've seen with some of the quick videos we've done giving the specifications of a bariatric hospital bed or an extra wide hospital bed, hospital beds are standardized, meaning that they're all the same size for the most part. And every hospital bed and all the ones that you see here in our showroom are 36 inches wide. However, there are many times when you need a bed that has extra width and it has extra weight capacity, and that can be for a whole host of reasons. But the Drive 2002 extra wide bariatric hospital bed is an amazing piece of equipment. This thing is super durable, super reliable. I'm sure many of you can just see by looking at it that this thing is rock solid. I mean, when it comes to being durable and reliable, and as you know, we go through every single hospital bed known to mankind from every manufacturer. We've seen a lot of beds, and you know, all bed has a purpose, all beds have a function. But let's start off with some of the basic key features that this bed has. Now, number one, if we look down here, the bed can go extra long. So standard hospital beds are going to be 80 inches. There's a few beds that can go 84. Very few beds can go 88 inches. So this bed, number one, is extendable. You can extend it all the way out to 88 inches. Now, sometimes people have a tendency to slide down in bed, very typical, very normal. And sometimes people are just really tall and they just need a little extra room. But the first thing you're going to see with this bed is that this thing can go up to 88 inches long. So not only can it go wider, it can also go longer. Now, the bed also has a remote control, which we would call a pendant. That would be the term that you'd use in a hospital. And you can see here all the basic features are very easy to see. Now, there is a new feature here where you can have a pendant that'll light up so you can see it at night. And I'm going to just show you, you can see all the basic features, head up and down, foot up and down, but that's actually not foot up and down. We're going to talk about that. This is actually foot up and down right here. That's the traditional one. And then you have the bed up and down. So what we're going to do is I want to talk about this feature right here. And this is basically a feature that lifts not just the knee, it lifts the calf. Why is that a big deal? We're going to talk about that, but I'm going to basically turn that on right now. The reason that that's a big deal is that when you typically lift a hospital bed knee section up, what it's going to do is it's basically going to fold the person up in the middle. And what that means is that it's going to basically be what we call a binetic surface. And a binetic surface means that by lifting the calf up a little bit, what it's going to do is it's going to disperse the weight more evenly across your lower back. If you can see in the picture here, with that foot section up, the person right here is putting more distribution across their back. So with a typical knee position or a typical foot position, what it's going to do is it's going to pinch the body. It's going to lift the knees up, it's going to lift the head, and it's going to point all the body weight directly into the center of the body, which puts a lot of pressure in the tailbone area, which, as you probably guessed, is one of the most popular areas for people to get bed sores and pressure wounds. So being able to lift the calf area up and having another button control system for that is ideal. In addition, the bed goes down low. We can send it down. One thing you're going to notice if you're listening closely is you can really almost not hear the bed. Why can you not hear the bed? Because the motors in the bed are actually actuators. Actuators are motors that pretty much run forever. Some of the older beds we've got in here that are made by a company called Hillrom, they use actuators, and those beds are at least 10 years old, and they're going to run for at least another 10 plus years because those motors are built to last. Other motors that are made from different manufacturers, are good for usually 8, maybe 10 years. But when you're using actuators, number one, they're super quiet, so you can barely hear the bed move. And then also you've got the ability to not only adjust, the bed without making any noise, but you also have the ability to have a bed that's going to be durable, reliable, and last a very long time. Now, in fact, what we're going to do here, let's flatten the bed back out because I want to be able to show you some more of these other features. But when it comes to the width of the bed is also adjustable. Now, all hospital beds usually come in at 36 inches. Now, I've got a couple beds made by another company, which I'm not going to mention in this video, but they are 42 inches wide and they do not fit into the doors of a hospital. And so basically what that means is that even though they're made for hospital use, they're very hard to get in a hospital because due to fire code, you got to be able to get a bed out the door. And most hospitals in the United States are scaled with 42-inch doors. This one right here, now the way I've got it set up, it's at 36 inches wide, except for the head section. But I'm going to show you how easy it is to extend this bed out. And you can pick the width of what you want to run the bed at. So if I come down here, and you're going to see I can go to 54 inches, which is almost now you can get 2 people in the bed. 48 and 42, those are your standard sizes for bariatric extra wide beds. And so you have those, and then you have 39 and the bed right now being in 37 inches. Now let's take a look here at how easy it is to extend the bed out. I'm going to say, well, I want the bed out to 48. I just pull this little bar out, boom, it's out to 48. And now all I have to do is just pull all these little bars out. And you can see it's just a simple little push button right there. Just push that in, bring it right out. Super, super, super easy to do. So now I can widen the bed out to whatever width I want. Sometimes in a home setting, you don't have a lot of extra room. So maybe you're going to say, we'll do 42. Maybe sometimes there's times where you say, I've got all the extra room. I'm going to go 48. Or in this case, now you've got beds. And this is one of the first ones we've gotten that can go up to 54 inches. And, sometimes we deal with patients and people in home care that want to get their spouse and the spouse wants to be in bed with them. Well, now you've got a bed at 54 inches where you can do that. So that's an option that you've got. Now the side rails are optional. And so you can put side rails on, you can put them on the top, bottom, or both. But look at how easy this is. Lift this up, drop it down. You've got a setting right here where you've got a little extra width. If you want to put your arm on that, you've got that. It's a very nice padded surface. And then let's just say, let's get the bed rail out of the way. We can drop it all the way down. It's completely out of the way. And then bringing it back up, super easy. Snap 1, snap 2, depending on where you want it. And this is a solid rail. Like, this thing is not going anywhere. So a lot of times people are in bed, they need to adjust themselves. Sometimes they can use a trapeze, which is that little piece that comes over the top with a little triangle down there. But if you need to adjust yourself in bed, you need to grab onto a rail. Look, you've got these hand pieces right here, make it very easy. The padding also is optional. So we do have patients and we do have people from time to time that say, I don't even need the padding. I'd rather just get my hand up all the way around the rail. No problem. Whatever you want to do, the bed can be modified for that. But these rails are super durable, super reliable. I think also you can see here that this is really solid steel frame. This thing is really a solid piece of engineering. I absolutely love it because we see so many different beds, and some you can see right away are just not made quite as durable. But this one here is, and you can lift it up, get in and out of a wheelchair easily if you need to drop the bed down, or if you want to raise the bed up to drop down into the wheelchair, you've got that set up there as well. A lot of great features, just a real easy brake system that's right there for you. And then also you've got the head footboards right now. We took those off because it's actually easier to see the bed itself without those in there. But you put a head and footboard on here. You have mahogany, cherry, bunch of different wood colors. Makes the bed look real good in a home setting. So if you're looking for an extra wide hospital bed, now this bed has a patient weight capacity of up to 1,000 pounds. And it has the ability, like I said, to go multiple different lengths, multiple different widths. And this bed is sold brand new. Now, a couple things I'm not mentioning, but I do want to mention before the end of this video, it does have an optional scale. So if you need a scale on the bed, and you need to be able to weigh yourself, that is a feature that can be added on. The other thing here that you did not see is you did not see Trendelenburg, and you did not see the full chair position. And so this bed can get that option put on there as well. The model that I've got here in the showroom right now did not have that, but sitting upright and being in a chair position is often very popular for people that spend a lot of time in bed. So if you needed that feature, that's an upgraded feature that can also be added. And then you can add a nightlight pendant, and there's other things that you can put on there. Like I said, if there's a risk management of falling out of bed, you can put 4 rails on the bed. So there's a lot of upgrades, a lot of ways you can fine tune the bed that's specific for the needs that you're looking for. But when it comes to a rock solid, durable piece of medical equipment, this drive bed is definitely one of the best bariatric extra wide beds that we offer. For more information, give us a call. Now, we have locations in San Diego, California. You can reach us at 858-263-4894. We are getting set up right now in beautiful Dallas, Texas. But you can reach us for the Dallas, Texas location here out of Richmond, Virginia. And that's 804-495-0770. And of course, as you know, we sell beds new and refurbished. If you're looking for other bed models, if there's something specific you're looking for, let us know. We can equip this with a foam mattress, with an air mattress, whatever it is that you need, we can provide it for you. So for more information, give us a call. We're looking at the Drive 2002 extra wide bariatric hospital bed. This is Sean Callahan, aka Mr. Hospital Bed, doing the review for you today. Give us a call. Visit our website, mrhospitalbed.com or hospitalbedshop.com to get more information or pricing. Contact us today, subscribe and share, and we'll see you on the next video.